Welcome to Pulse of Consciousness channel, your beacon on the journey of self-development and intellectual awareness. Today, we explore a question that troubles many. Why does money slip away so quickly from your hand? Stay with us until the end to discover the wisdom behind this phenomenon. And don't forget to support the channel by liking and subscribing so we can continue providing useful content. First, false financial awareness and the illusions of quick wealth. Money is like water. If you don't preserve it in a tight container, it will leak without you noticing. And this container is not a bank or a safe, but your awareness and perception of the value of what you own. The philosopher Plato once said that ignorance of truth is more dangerous than poverty itself. Many think they possess financial awareness while they are living in a great illusion. We live in an age where illusion is sold as truth, and dreams are sold as plans. Everyone wants quick wealth, instant success, and riches at the press of a button. This illusion makes us underestimate the money in our hands, thinking that more is coming. We spend without accounting because we believe in the myth that money brings money without effort or planning. The wise Lao Tzu taught us that he who knows he is rich is truly rich, not the one who owns gold. True financial awareness begins with understanding that every dirham you own is the fruit of effort and time. When we lack this awareness, we become like walkers in darkness, stumbling with every step. We buy what we don't need, spend on what has no value, and regret when it's too late. False financial awareness makes us believe that financial security comes from the size of income, while the truth is that it comes from good management of what we own, no matter how little. Remember that true wealth is not in what you earn, but in what you retain and grow. And retention requires honest awareness, not false illusions marketed by the media. Second, consumption traps and instant gratification. The modern age has turned us from humans into consumption machines, buying to fill an inner void. And this void will not be filled with goods and products, but with awareness and meaning. The Roman philosopher Seneca said that we don't own too little, but we squander too much. The problem is not in scarcity of resources, but in their misuse and absence of wisdom. We live in a world designed to make us spend. Every advertisement is a message telling you that you are incomplete. You need this product to be happy, successful, accepted in society. These traps are carefully studied, addressing our emotions before our minds, our desires before our needs. We spend to feel a moment of false happiness, then regret when we look at our diminishing balance. The thinker Henry David Thoreau called us to voluntary simplicity, to live with what we truly need. But we chose consumerist complexity, where we own much and feel emptiness. Instant gratification is the enemy of wealth, because it makes us live the moment without thinking of tomorrow. We buy what entertains us now, and forget that tomorrow will come with its bills and needs. Ancient Eastern wisdom says that the wise man builds his house before winter comes. As for the fool, he dances under the sun, then cries when the rains fall. Escaping these traps requires deep awareness that happiness cannot be bought. True happiness springs from within us, from our contentment, from our inner peace. Learn to distinguish between need and desire, between necessary and luxury, between investment and waste. This distinction is the difference between those who keep their money and those who watch it melt between their fingers. Third, absence of planning and the culture of financial randomness. Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of America, said that failure to plan is planning to fail. And this wisdom applies to money more than any other area of our lives. Most of us live our financial lives in an improvisational way, without a clear plan or future vision. We earn today and spend today, and are surprised when we find ourselves with nothing at the end of the month. Financial randomness is a main reason for money evaporation, because it makes us spend without awareness. We spend a little here and a little there, until we discover that the little has turned into much that went to waste. The ancient sages taught us that every long journey begins with a step, but that step must be calculated. Financial planning is not a luxury for the rich, but a necessity for everyone who wants to protect what they own. Without a clear budget, our financial life becomes like a boat without a rudder in a stormy sea. We move in every direction, but we don't arrive anywhere, or perhaps we sink. The philosopher Aristotle said that wisdom lies in the middle between excess and deficiency. And this applies to money, where excessive spending and extreme miserliness are both mistakes. Financial planning means knowing where every dirham we own goes. It means setting clear short and long-term goals and working to achieve them with discipline. When we plan, we regain control over our money instead of it controlling us. We become the ones who decide where money goes, not leaving it to go wherever the winds wish. Remember that planning is not a constraint on your freedom, but the path to your true financial freedom. True freedom comes from discipline, not from chaos and randomness. Fourth, destructive psychological patterns of wealth. Psychologists have confirmed that our relationship with money is a direct reflection of our psychological and emotional state. Money is not merely a medium of exchange, but a deep psychological symbol of security, value, and independence. Many spend money to treat old psychological wounds, to feel valued, or to fill an emotional void. Emotional shopping is a desperate attempt to buy happiness, but it is an inevitably failed attempt. The psychiatrist Carl Jung said that what we resist persists, and what we accept transforms. Resisting our negative feelings by shopping makes them stronger, while accepting and treating them frees us. Some spend money to prove their worth to others, to appear successful and prosperous. But this is a destructive path, because we will keep spending more to satisfy endless expectations. Fear of poverty can drive some to extreme miserliness, but it drives others to extravagance. Extreme miserliness deprives us of life, and extravagance deprives us of security. Both are two sides of the coin of fear. Jealousy and social comparison are poisons that kill financial stability. We spend to keep up with others, to appear at their level, but we forget that each person has their own circumstances. Sigmund Freud taught us that compulsive actions are unconscious attempts to control anxiety. Compulsive buying is a real addiction that needs treatment, not just weakness of will. Treatment begins with awareness, by understanding why we spend, what feelings we are trying to avoid. When we treat the psychological roots, destructive financial behaviors begin to change. Psychological balance is the foundation of financial balance, and mental health is the beginning of financial health. Invest in treating yourself before investing in anything else, as this is the most important investment. Fifth, building true financial consciousness and sustainable wealth. True financial consciousness is not just technical knowledge of numbers and investments. It is a life philosophy, a way of thinking, a comprehensive awareness of the value of money and its role in our lives. The wise Buddha taught us that the middle way is the path to liberation and happiness. Not abject poverty that humiliates the soul, nor excessive wealth that corrupts the spirit, but conscious and free sufficiency. Building sustainable wealth begins with changing our view of money from a means of consumption to a building tool. Money is a tool to achieve our true dreams, not to buy false and short-term happiness. Continuous financial education is the key to financial wisdom, as ignorance is the most expensive price we pay. Read, learn, inquire, and consult experts. For every dirham you spend on education is an investment. The thinker Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history, said the best investment is in yourself. Develop your skills, cultivate your awareness, build your character, for this is the wealth that no one can take. Saving is not deprivation, but postponement of immediate gratification for a bigger and more important goal. When we save, we invest in our future, our security, our freedom from the bondage of need. Diversification in income sources is ancient wisdom. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Look for new opportunities. Develop additional skills, as relying on one source is dangerous. Giving and charity are part of the correct philosophy of wealth, as money is not just for hoarding. When we give, we break the chain of miserliness and open our hearts to the flow of goodness and blessing in our lives. Gratitude for what we own, no matter how little, is a magnet that attracts more goodness. The Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius said that true wealth is contentment with what you have. Patience and discipline are the two pillars of sustainable wealth, as wealth is not built in one night. It is the fruit of years of wise decisions, correct habits, and continuous commitment. Always remember that money is a means, not an end, a tool to build a dignified life, not a goal in itself. The true goal is happiness, tranquility, and the ability to serve yourself and those you love. At the end of this journey, we have discovered that money doesn't slip from your hand because of luck or circumstances, but because of absence of awareness, weak planning, and falling into consumption traps and destructive psychological patterns. Remember that building wealth starts with building awareness, and financial stability starts with psychological stability. Financial wisdom is not a complicated science, but the art of living with awareness, intention, and discipline. If you like the content, don't hesitate to click the like button and subscribe to Pulse of Consciousness channel. Share your opinion in the comments, as your interaction motivates us to provide more useful and inspiring content. We'll meet you in the next video, God willing, with a new topic that enlightens our minds and enriches our lives. Stay well, and may you remain in awareness, happiness, and prosperity.